Welcome back, everybody, to episode 141 of the Lookout Podcast. I'm Meelz, and I'm here with LJ himself. What is up, bro?
And nothing much. Another cold, wintry day here in the Midwest.
Winter, what's that?
I know, right? Have y'all gotten snow at all?
We got snow this week. We got snow very briefly this week.
Okay.
But it was nothing significant or substantial or anything that lasted.
Is it all gone, I'm sure?
It's been gone since probably like Wednesday.
We
had snow on Tuesday. It's been gone since like Wednesday. It's like 55 degrees outside. It was beautiful.
Oh man, your winter sounds so bearable. It's great.
It does, but it makes me very frightened for whatever the summer is going to be. Like
your summers are hotter than I expected. Like it's muggier. It's muggier than I expected.
It depends. I can go. I feel like last summer we didn't. Wow, the weather. I feel like last summer we didn't have an overly muggy summer. I liked it. I can deal with dry heat. I can deal with 90 degrees and it's just dry. But if it's 90 degrees and humid and wet and muggy, nah, I'm gonna die.
Because I was out there. Yeah, because I was out there for that 4th of July weekend. And that was like week, and that was like a hot ass week.
Hey man, we got a different ozone, or lack thereof, covering New York City.
Yeah, I know. Y'all are. Yeah, the sun's rays really gets into the city.
Yeah,
and just heats everything up.
It does, and that's when all the crime starts because niggas get aggy because it gets too damn hot. And I gotta buy a new AC now. That I remember it.
I don't know, because, you go to places like Chicago, niggas still dying in the winter. You hear that winter wind hits you, and you immediately get bad, and you immediately get irked at everything.
I could see that. Speaking of things I did this week, even though no one was speaking of it, but you know what, we're going to do a hard segue this time. So, for the podcast, I say this for the podcast because this is also the weekend that Creed 3 came out, and I'm sure everyone and their mama saw Creed 3. And me,
listen, you got 2 black men with their shirts off. Everybody's mama and auntie went to go see that.
Hey man, and me and the 24 people who went to go see the Demon Slayer thing, I went to go see whatever Demon Slayer was hawking this time. And actually, it made off pretty well at the box office, kind of. I think it sold like 5 million this week, which still isn't it's still not bad. Like anime just a few years ago was doing 5 million first week in the box office. Now they're doing a little bit more, but it's not bad for like a movie that's not a movie at all. And that's my review for whatever the fuck I watch for. I guess between. Oh, you know what? Let me give my experience of this entire shit. First of all, I haven't been to the movies in a very long time. I guess by myself. I'm lying. We went to see Superhero last year. But due to people showing up late, because black people, we just had to stand. I stood there and I just zoomed to the theater because I didn't want to miss anything, because I'm pretty sure previews are over, all this other stuff like that. We were being late. So this time I get there on time and I'm strolling through. I need to find a better movie theater. I really do.
Which theater do you go to?
I went to an AMC theater.
Yeah, first of all, you're getting charged an arm and a leg just to walk in.
Yeah. Matinee. I went to the matinee though.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you were technically pretty early.
Yeah. I went to the matinee. Fucking man, walked in there. I was like, damn, y'all ain't pass a vacuum over this rug or anything. Y'all don't clean the rug.
Listen, that's the key indicator of a movie theater, buddy. Those sticky floors. If my shoe doesn't feel like it's peeling off of the ground.
Bruh, I was like, y'all ain't gonna pass a mop or something along this something. So I get in line. I'm like, all right, bet. You know what? Gonna get snacks. Gotta get snacks. Sitting down. What's your go-to movie snack if you do have a movie snack?
It's popcorn. I'm doing it the right way and actually getting stuff at the theater.
Okay.
It's usually popcorn.
Instead of sneaking it in, yeah.
Yeah, instead of me bringing in like a whole Chipotle burrito, like I told you to do. Um, uh, no, you just get popcorn, a bottle of water, and some type of candy. I'm more of like I don't like chocolates. I want like candy, or something kind of like sour straws or something gummy.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. You know what?
And
That's a
that all
good
that right there is like $35.
easily 100%. So I opted. Normally, I'm a popcorn is like hit or miss. I may get it every other time, but roughly popcorn gets stuck in my teeth all the time, and then I spend half the movie trying to get it out my teeth. Um, so I said, you know what? Let me get the nachos. And I forget back in the day when they used to do nachos, it would be like they themselves would make the cheese and heat the cheese and all this other shit like that. Now nachos, they just give you whatever fucking bag of chips it is, and then like some nachos that's been under a lamp for like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, that cheese has been sitting there since. Wait,
That
you
cheese
went?
has been sitting since
Wait,
the last Demon Slayer movie.
yeah,
Um,
that cheese has been there forever.
fucking. So I'm going there. What else? I mean, they had chicken fingers too, but I'm like, y'all don't have no fryer or any like. There's no way y'all are making these chicken fingers in any kind of like.
Oh yeah, no, they're throwing them through the convection oven, baby. They on that little track. They just going through slowly.
Oh my god. So I was like, you know what, let me not do that. Let me not do that to myself. So I got the nachos, and then I ended up getting like a drink that I had to like do myself, and the cap for the lid for the shit would not fit on the fucking thing.
Oh, they
And
never have the right amount, like the right lids. They never have the
nah.
right lids over there.
I'm
So
like,
you're
what the fuck?
either drinking with a lid that's too big and you just kind of maneuvering it, or you just no lidding it.
I got so they had the combo with nachos and a large drink. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it, even though I don't really like large drinks, but I don't have to fill it up all the way. So you fill up your own drink, but I don't have to fill it up all the way, which is like the thing. Um, so I didn't fill it up all the way because I was like, there's no way I'm drinking this fucking 2 liter of fucking high C while I sit there. Like, it's not gonna happen, Captain. I'm gonna die.
They got the little Coca-Cola freestyle machine too, so you probably go
Yeah,
all wacky with the flavors.
yeah, it's the shit with the buttons where you just
Yeah.
the touch screen with the buttons and then blah blah blah. So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna fill it up all the way because there's no way if I drink a fucking 2 liter of high C, my piss is gonna come out orange. Um, so I get all of that, head to the theater. They got the reclining seats. I head to my seat, but by the time I get there, pretty much like the previews are starting to be over. So I get there and my seat starts going back, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is interesting." But the leg rests aren't going up, so I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" So now I'm sitting there for maybe like 5, 7, 10 minutes, and I'm just sitting there reclined without my legs up. So like all the blood is like rushing to my legs. And I'm like, nah, I can't do this for fucking 2 hours. There's no way. There's no way. There's got to be a way to get this thing. I had to Google. I felt so old in that moment. I had to Google how to get the fucking feet recliners up in this theater because I legitimately didn't know. And I came at the time where all the lights are off and I don't know where any of the buttons are. So I'm literally over here like feeling around for buttons like fucking Helen Keller. And like, I'm like feeling around like, yo, is there anything? And I eventually find the buttons to fucking recline my feet. It didn't even recline all the way. I don't recommend AMC theaters. They're fucking trash.
Oh yeah, nah. AMC is not the place to be.
Right.
No, you sounded like a real old man during that one though.
I'm like, yo, this can't be
Technology
happening.
was whooping your ass for that little second.
It was tucked away on the side of the seat, but it wasn't like on the armrest or it wasn't like anywhere visible. You had to have like seen it before you got there to know what the hell to do. And for me, I don't go to movies a lot, so I don't really know all this jazz like that. So yeah, I was in dire straits for this. So I say that to say, I watched the Demon Slayer movie. Or Demon Slayer thing. You can't call it a movie.
It's a special.
It starts off with 30 seconds of them previewing the first season, and then another 30 seconds previewing the movie, and then another 30 seconds previewing everything that leads up to the final 2 episodes of the Entertainment District arc. Then they show you literally the 2 episodes of the Entertainment District arc intro and credits included. They copy and pasted both episodes and put it in there. Literally, you're just watching it. And the last episode is like 34 minutes long, and they did the whole story about how him and his sister and all this other jazz that I wasn't paying attention for. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I was on my phone pretty much the entire time doing this thing because I'd already seen it.
Yeah,
I'd already seen it. But to be fair, I feel like it is something that you want to experience in theaters because of how well it's animated and how well it looks and all this other stuff like that. But it would be great if I didn't see it before. If I didn't see it before, it would be fucking magical. It would be amazing. I'm sure people would be getting up and clapping and all this other shit like that. But I'm almost sure we'd all seen it before in this theater. So we finally get to the new episode. I would say the highlight of the new episode.
And it's just only the episode, right?
It is episode 1. That is it. No 2. Nothing after that. It's literally episode 1 of whatever comes out in like literally a month from now. My review of this episode. If you like to see the bad guys, you'll see it because they preview. This is the part where all the Upper Moon demons are pretty much there and talking amongst each other because it's the first time in a long time an Upper Moon has died. So they're like, yo, this is kind of nuts. Like, this is crazy. And then after that,
who are we fucking with right now?
Yeah, essentially. And you get introduced to all the Upper Moons, and you see Akaza again, and you see all the Moon 1 and all this other thing, and Muzan's there, and everybody's having a great time and pissing themselves. And then you get to the episode themselves, and it's literally just a setup episode. It's literally like, if I had to recommend I would say you don't have to go out your way to see episode 1 yet. In fact, knowing how this arc goes, I would probably chill a couple weeks and before you start the series. If you're an action person, I would probably chill a couple weeks because you have to go through them meeting. Obviously, like the aftermath. This is the arc with
yeah.
This is the arc with the mannequin.
Yeah,
that's as much as I'll say about it. Like, so it's literally Swordsmith Village Arc. It's a half of it's really a training arc, and then the second half of it's like, oh shit, the Upper Moon showed up. So
you see Tokido start going crazy. Shout out to my
Tokido was there.
Yeah, shout out to my Miss King.
He was there.
But yeah, because you go through them, all the demons meeting, then you go through the aftermath of like Tanjiro and what they all just went through in the entertainment district. You get the retirement.
All right, don't spoil it all for everybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of everything that you get. You get that, and then they go to the village, and you meet all these people, and you kind of. Isn't there two? No, there's 2 demons that come in. Is there 2 Upper Moon demons that go?
All right. Yes, there is. We'll leave it there.
All right, my bad. Listen. As a person who's read the manga, I know everything that's happening. So in my head,
of course, we all know everything that happened, but let's save some stuff for the anime onlys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
I'm just saying. No, mangas are touchy.
That's for the adults, man. That's for the big kids.
But I will say, I wouldn't go out my way to see this movie for sure, and then I wouldn't go out my way to like. I need to watch this like day one. I'm pretty sure people will, but you don't really need to, unless you stand for Miss Hashira, Fairy Hashira.
Hey, I do. Villains. You know me. Listen.
Hey man.
I fuck with the Miss Hashira. He's like he's the slow poke of the group.
Absolutely. So that was that's my review of this Demon Slayer movie. That you don't have to really rush out to see it. Quick thing before we actually head into Time because we know why we're here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which we got something amazing.
Absolutely. So 7th annual Crunchyroll Awards. They're here. No, it happened.
Oh, it did happen. I knew it
It
was.
did.
Yeah. Okay. So I had
It
seen
happened.
it. I didn't. Yeah, I had seen it. I had seen like all the promo for it. I never saw the actual date, and I was just like,
It
I
didn't
was like, it's
matter.
either. Yeah.
It wasn't for us. It was for Japan because it aired in Japan time. So people in the
Okay.
it didn't air for United States time. It aired in Japan time. They moved the entire fucking operation to Japan. And I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. That's an interesting decision. Considering I feel like most of the discourse surrounding anime, at least on Crunchyroll's thing, is in America, but I could be wrong. But that was an interesting decision that they chose to go about this. So they flew all their celebrities out and or showed all videos of them, and then they had like an actual like award ceremony with like a stage and like tables and like acceptance speeches and all this type of shit. So just give a summary of things. Anime of the year went to Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Shout out to them. That's really tight. Actually, looking at these winners, I can get with all this. Most of it.
I mean, everyone got their everyone got a chance to shine. Spy Family wins Best Comedy and Best New Series. One Piece wins Best Continuing Series. Best Romance, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Ultra Romantic. Best Character
Shout out to
Design.
Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer got character design. He got animation.
Yeah, animation, Best Fantasy. And I think something Best Director too. So they were really the big winner in all of this. Best Film goes to Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
I told you. You try to call it whack.
I feel like Dragon Ball Superheroes better than that movie, but I get it.
Nah, you're wrong, but I understand.
Okay. I appreciate that. Best voice performance goes to Zach Aguiar, who actually is the voice of Tanjiro, but he is also the voice of the lead man in Cyberpunk Edge Runners. So,
nice.
Shout out to him. And the must protect at all cost character is Anya Forger from Spy Family, who beats out Boji, beats out Kage, beats out Komi Shoko, beats out Kotaro, and beats up Marin from My Dress Up Darling. So shout out to that.
Demon Slayer was kind of getting they're getting a little. How you get best fantasy and you get best action?
Hey man, listen. I'm just saying.
Like, listen, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it as a Demon Slayer stan. I think standing should be the theme of this entire season of Lookout. But
I feel like they should.
You gotta get either one or the other.
Without the fall animes, it looks kind of weird in retrospect. So I'm interested to see what the hell is going to actually happen next year. Because it's the fall animes. There's no Chainsaw Man here, so you're having all this discussion in like March about shit that has happened already and already wrapped up. But you can't necessarily talk about it. You're talking about stuff from like last April. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. But you know what? The good people at Crunchyroll, I'm sure they had quite a bit of time to put all this stuff together and making sure that everything happened and had all their major plans. So shout out to them for the anime awards. Shout out to all the winners. And shout out to us because we get to return to, this is the penultimate episode, by the way. You know what penultimate means? Almost ultimate. It is it's the second to last episode. The penultimate episode of Attack on Titan.
I just learned a new word today. That's tight.
There you go. Use it. Figure it out. Wedge it in somewhere. Penultimate episode of Attack on Titan. It's been 10 years. Has it been 10 years or over 10 years since this series started? It started 2013, so I'm going to say 10 years.
Yeah, a decade. A decade always sounds better. It's just almost a decade. That sounds good.
A decade for this airing, and we're finally going to see the conclusion. But we are at the penultimate episode, ladies and gentlemen, of Titan Time. So you know what? We're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back with Titan Time. On the lookout.
生まれた時からずっと俺の目の前には鬱陶しい壁があった。
It is here, and we are at Titan time, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time.
It is
For Titan
Titan
time,
time.
it is
Yeah.
here. We are back. This is the penultimate episode, as I've described and unveiled for one LJ already.
Yes, I
Um,
know. Listen, man, I learned something new. I'm very happy. This is a great start off to Titan time. I'm already learning
I
something.
I agree. So, all right. So let's talk about before we kind of like get into the nitty gritty of how everything going there. What are your thoughts on kind of like the overall experience, this overall episode? How do you feel watching this? As Attack on Titans, somewhat abrupt return to form.
I'm gonna be real. It made me mad that the rest of the series wasn't built like this.
Mm.
Like I feel that I would have so many different things to say if the rest of the series was uh kind. I don't know. It
An
was like a
hour
different
long.
feel. I mean that too. If it had hour-long episodes, it would be so much better. But I think like how the chapters were set up in the middle and kind of just the pacing of the story. Um, yeah, I think that if they would have did the whole series like how they did this one episode, I would feel a little different. And it's not like the content is different in terms of like the actual show. It just the chapters in the middle and kind of just the pacing of it all. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed this special. I think this was a great 1 hour. I'm happy that they gave us an actual hour, and not the what 42 minutes that you were expecting.
Yes, I was definitely
Um,
expecting 42 minutes for sure.
oh yeah, definitely. But no, I think they did their thing with this. I was fully invested into yeah, I was fully invested into this whole hour. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen.
I love the fact that this was an hour long. I feel like I feel like considering now and how I guess formats of how we watch shows now. Like you'll watch Euphoria and it'll be like 42 minutes to an hour long. You watch Insecure and it'll be like 33 minutes long or something. And I think we're moving away from the standard format of television shows, especially now that shows are not going on television. Or at least not conventional television, like just the 21-minute kind of episodes kind of deal. So I love when series, it makes it more important and it makes it feel more important. Like when Demon Slayer says that, oh, the first episode is going to be 40 minutes long, or the last episode is going to be 40 minutes long, you're like, oh, okay, bet. Like they're putting their entire, thing into this. I wrote on Twitter that Mappa put their whole Map pussy into this episode. Like
My pussy.
they they did the entire they took they said, you know what, we want to do this right. we
Oh,
we
for
we may
sure.
not we may not have done right before, but if there's one thing we're not going to get wrong is these last two things, and they absolutely delivered. I think until 2 weeks ago we didn't know it was just going to be this one kind of like time special. We thought it was going to be episodes over the last couple of weeks. Found out it was going to be pretty much just like one episode kind of deal, 60 minutes long. I think you get everything that you need
This
as it.
series is built for being an hour-long series. This
Well, yeah, it's a
completely.
bingeable series. It's a bingeable series. Like legitimately, like when I watched it for the first time, I was I watched it until pretty much like I got into the series as it was airing live for season 4. But I think a large part of me falling in love with this series is because I was able to binge it and watch it for hours upon end, and not really have to wait a week for like 21 minutes. And then like, when we get to season 4, it's like, oh fuck, here we go again. Like, the episode's just starting, then you see the card in the middle that says like, the beast titan can throw up to 30,000 miles, except Levi could kill this motherfucker. And they'll show that card and then you're like, all right, fuck, we got maybe like 10 minutes left of this episode. That's my worst thing of like watching fucking anime. Like, especially when it happens
Oh,
during
when you
like
get that, yeah, when you get that mid-show break, you like,
card,
ah,
yeah, that
damn.
My Hero shit. I'm like, fuck, go ahead. Like,
Like, ah,
fuck.
well, I'm like,
Um,
wherever the peak is at this moment, that's where they're gonna cut it off at or
yeah,
something.
they're gonna cut us at the and you know what? They still did it this episode. They ain't low, but I expected it at this point. Like I've gone in expecting this kind of thing, but it was really refreshing being
Yeah,
able
it
to sit
was.
down and absorb it and really not move and get a time to sink into the episode more than anything, because I think there's so many times where Attack on Titan you're watching and you're just kind of like watching from week to week, and you're wondering how much you're going to do in this episode, especially if you've read the manga already. You're like, how much are they going to put in this episode? How much are they going to take out of this episode? What are they going to show us? And then it's over. But this, you really got to sink into it. You really got to like kind of like relax, enjoy it, get the full breath of everything, and not like be hanging like in the middle of this, right? Like, so in the middle of this thing, Hanji has I don't want to say her, has their big scene. And I think if it's the end of the episode, you kind of got to live with like, oh, fuck, damn, I really got to wait another week for this. But you kind of get to experience it and kind of like go through emotions and watch everyone go through the emotions in real time in an animated format. So I thought it was amazing the way it was set up.
Yeah. Like you said, I think the fact that it's made, this series in general is made for hour-long episodes, because you can really dig deep into the story. There's so many twists and turns, and there's so many like, new doors are always getting opened in this show. You're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, that happened? Whoa, wait, that connected to that? Like, it's made for that. It's made for kind of like the HBO, subscription TV series format, where you gotta have time. There's so much stuff going on. Not even just with the Titans too, because obviously when you start the series, you're kind of just like, oh, okay, here's these big giant human beings that these niggas are trying to kill, and they're just trying to figure out a way to stop them. But then you go along without it, and you're like, oh no, it's actually a lot more.
Yeah,
That is way deeper. And I think that being able to, for this episode, like you said, to sit down, really dig deep into this series, because there's just a lot of things talked about in this episode, where especially you got Eren in the middle of the rumbling and he's doing his thing, and there's just a lot of questions while all this is happening between like what is right, what is wrong, what is
right.
in a weird way, like what is friendship, and like how, what I'm saying, like how do you stop a friend that's wilding?
No, of course.
And there's all these questions though that arise and come up, and it really gives you time to be like, okay, I see why everyone is making the move that they're making right now.
No, absolutely. I feel like, so this to me, one thing I also loved about this episode is I feel like we're at the point now where kind of everything has been laid on the table and set up. There is no more, outside of maybe the last couple moments of the show where people have theorized of kind of like what it actually means, and we'll see it, in a couple months. But outside of that, everything has been laid out on the table. There are no more theories. There are no more twists. There are no more, things you have to read into on a third, fourth, maybe fifth level. Like, it's kind of all there now. We're here. We're at the rumbling. We're at the point where we've gone past the hump of like, okay, the grand kind of like climax of the series, which I think was, last thing of Eren summoning the rumbling, and now we're heading towards the resolution of this entire thing, and everything has been established, everything has been laid out. It's super easy to watch and kind of like get into. The first thing I want to get into for sure is these first 10 minutes of this episode, because
Whew.
man,
that is
man,
some heavy stuff right there.
let me ask you a question.
All right.
Let me ask you a question. It's gonna pull out the heavy shit. I'm swerving out the heavy shit for right now, but we gonna swerve back into the heavy shit.
All right.
I literally have this on my notes. If the rumbling were real, what's your strategy to avoid getting stomped out? Is there one?
Well, see, that's the thing, is that if you don't, say you got NFL agility and you're able to just dodge all these footsteps. You got to remember too, these guys are omitting crazy heat, so they're not just stepping on things; they're setting things on fire, while walking.
Mm-hmm.
I think, listen, shout out to my hood niggas and the Hellcats. But I think I think if you ain't got nothing that can go fast, you are assed out.
I've been trying to
They're
think of
they're
this.
like on they're like on foot, like trying to run. I'm
You've
like,
ever
yeah,
thought of
nigga, these on
like,
foot.
okay, what if someone comes to like, you've ever thought of situations like, all right, so what if someone tries to break in my house and try to attack me? Oh, this is exactly what I would do. Like, I would put the nigga in a headlock and like
Yeah.
the gun would go careening across the kitchen floor and then it just become a wrestling shit for your life. Um, I've been thinking in my brain, I was like, yo, how would I escape the fucking rumbling? Because like, to be honest with you, I don't feel like I want to. I feel like I'm the person who's frantic enough. It's like, this is not how I want to go out.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, I don't. The last thing I want is to be stepped on.
I'm like, nah, we not going out this way. Do I have to go underground? It seems like I gotta go underground if we keeping it a buck with you. Like,
Oh
cause
yeah. Well, you got to think though of, I mean, they're leaving these huge imprints into the ground. So also you got to think, how far underground do you have to go?
I mean, they're to me, they're not breaking past a certain point, like when they're stepping on things. So I'm in my brain like, yo, if we go deep enough underground, we can kind of maybe wait it out. But
You're getting real
by
Gurren Lagann in here.
I'm
That's
trying to think of like, because I'm trying to survive, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not going to die. Like, I'm like, my thing is like, I'm gonna sit here and be like, yo, y'all can keep running if you want to. I'm trying to think of the way to avoid dying. Do I have to go down into the train station and figure that shit up? Now, train station probably seems like the worst place because I'm pretty sure I'd definitely
Oh
die
yeah,
there.
train station is getting crushed.
But I feel like, okay, where's a place where there's like a third level, fourth level beneath thing?
You gotta
Like
got the Bat Cave, essentially
public
at this point.
school, uh, 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 um,
The basement of a
some,
public school. A basement
yeah,
of a public school will definitely survive anything.
I would imagine so. So I'm trying to figure that out and how we're gonna get that. So I'm be honest with you, I don't really want to die, but unfortunately, these people had no choice because they shout out to. So the episode starts off um with these two characters named Halil and Ramsey. Little boys trying to stack their bread. They were like, "Yo, I got this money right here."
Oh yeah, one of them already caught a charge too and everything. Listen, he already done lost the hand.
Yeah, it was like, listen, you got this money right here. I mean, this isn't how the episode starts. It starts off with some other shit, but we'll talk about that when we get to the second. We'll talk about that in the fall because, to be honest with you, the first 30 seconds of this is not going to matter until the end of the fucking show. But
Yeah.
Halil and Ramsey, yes, one of the boys lost their hand, but he was like, you know what? I got myself some bottle caps. I got myself some quarters. I got myself a couple other things. So when all of this shit goes south, we'll at least be able to survive. And, you know, it cuts back to Aaron. I mean, it cuts to everyone running from the fucking thing, and then it cuts to Aaron, who's like walking around the city. And this is Aaron post season 3, but before season 4, Aaron, and he's walking around and be like, "Yo, I'm about to kill everyone here. This is so fucked up right now. Like, this is so trash. Like, everyone out here is enjoying themselves. They're leaving me alone. They don't know I'm an island devil. I'm sure if they knew, they would call me some sort of slur or something along those lines." But it's calm right now. But damn, I'm really about to kill them all. Like, all of them.
I
Damn.
think it's crazy too to think that he came to this realization and not once was like wavered in his whole plan and his whole. That's one thing
Well,
I gotta respect Aaron about. Of just like
well,
he was.
no. Go ahead.
It's one thing I respect Aaron about in terms of everything that has gone on. Once he put his mind to like, this is what the fuck I'm about to do. Like, there's nothing. No, there was no change in his mind, even in a moment where it's like, damn, I gotta, he's essentially meeting his victims face to face. And he's
Right.
like understanding that, like, well, not all these people are bad at all. And to be honest, like, some of these people probably really deserve to live, but I got, what I'm saying? Like, I have this plan. This is what needs to happen.
I think because there were no other options left. Like, he wrestles with the idea of like, damn, like, this is after he leaves, so this is like in the middle. They eventually have that hearing where they try to like let's not invade Marley, and then the government's like, fuck them island devils, we gonna invade them and we're gonna get them and we're gonna kill all them little titans and shit. And then Eren walks out to never be seen again until the beginning of season 4. But he walks out and he's just like, damn, I gotta kill him. But like he realized from there on there were no other options. Like these people were going to come for my family and come for my people with no doubt. So this is the only way to stop everyone on our end from dying. So this is the only way. So he exhausted all options. If Marlians were good people, maybe it wouldn't have happened, but cycle of hate type of thing. So
And I mean, that's another thing too. Is just I know I saw a lot of tweets about people saying like, "How can you defend Eren after this episode?" and da 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 da. And for me, once again, you look at what he is doing and the reason why he is doing it. All he knows is all he knows. All he knows is that these people across this ocean, across this sea, wherever they're at, everything surrounding us hates us. And they know I got this power. They know that Titans are here. They know all these things. End of the day, you gotta wipe out the enemy completely and totally. There is no like I can't leave this up to chance. I can't leave like I got people that I care for, that I love. Like this island is everything to me. So it's like if I if I allow any of these people to escape or take their word for, okay, we're gonna be cool for now, and they fuck around and turn back, and now next thing you know, we're back in these wars, we're back in these, issues. What else am I supposed to do? Like you really dig deep into like his reasoning. You got to understand his reasoning for it. It's not I don't really see him. I really don't think there's really any bad guys in here except the Marlians.
I think,
There's some assholes.
I think they're trying to save their own people, like everyone's trying to save their own people. But I mean, so the first 10 minutes of the thing is really this like gripping scene of like this flashback between Eren going back to that moment where he saves Ramsey, and he's going back and forth between things, and you see that he's sobbing uncontrollably because he understands the regret that he has. He isn't totally like Eren from season 4. He isn't totally the cold monster as of yet, and you kind of get to see like he does legitimately have some real feelings about this. Like he legitimately like does care about the situation and does experience regret, but ultimately he has to do what's best for you. And you see, I mean, it's spliced between images of both them kids getting hit by rocks and stepped on and all this other stuff like that. He says, I'm sorry. He's like, listen. And he says, I'm the same as you, Reiner. I'm a half-assed piece of shit. Like, I'm no better than you when you broke into the walls and had to do what you did for your people, and I'm doing the same for my people. We are no better than any other people, even though I resented you for a long time for the things that you were doing. And you know, it's mass murder, it's mass destruction, it's mass paranoia. People are trying to get off on horses getting stepped on. People trying to get off on trains get stepped on. People try to get away in cars get stepped on. Nothing is survives pretty much this. And you see this one scene, and this was like probably the most I would say iconic. I don't know. It was the most notable scene in the manga, at least, where you see Eren as a kid above the clouds, and it's a clear blue sky, and they made sure to like it's a heavy contrast from the destruction that's going on at his feet. But he's standing in the sky, and he's like, freedom at last. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I've been wishing for. This is what I've been breathing for, and it's kind of like this scary dichotomy between destruction and or at least what you kind of have to do, the lengths we've had for freedom. Like, we finally arrived at this view, he says, and he's done it at the case of bloody people at his feet. And it's insane, it's wild. um Next part up, we got friendship. Friends preparing to fight friends.
Yeah. not always the most fun thing, especially when your friend is, causing, you know,
I
mass murder and destruction all over the world.
You know what's crazy?
Just a typical Friday in the AOT universe.
I feel like people can relate to the situation where you have a friend who's obviously doing some wild shit, but you've known them for so long and you've appreciated them for so long and you have so many experiences with them growing up and just like general experiences. And you kind of have to choose, like, is this friendship not necessarily worth having, but worth maintaining? Like, but they have an extreme version of this. They have to kill their friend, or else the rest of the world dies. But I still think you can equate it to a situation of like, yo, no one else will see our friend the way that we see our friend.
Nah,
Um,
yeah, you won't. And
and and
I
and
think, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the reality of it is they know what they have to do, but they want to make sure it's like, okay, let's at least talk to him. Let's at least make sure. Let's at least get some clarity on this. If we can save him, we want to save him. But
Yeah,
they're gonna find out that they actually, they're
I
more than
mean, he
likely
tells
aren't
him
going
straight
to.
up. He
It's
tells
like,
him straight up. I'm just like,
hey
don't do
man,
this.
you're gonna have to kill me because I ain't stopping.
I I ain't do it. Listen, I told he's so locked in. He's completely locked into what he's doing. He's completely invested into this plan.
Aaron hits
And
the
he,
reply all. He hits reply
oh
all and says,
yeah, he was reply
he's
all for
he
sure.
says, "Yo, I feel you guys. I'm gonna give it a buck. I feel you, but I feel me way more." So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna stop y'all from doing what y'all doing because freedom. We've all worked to get here. I want to give y'all your own freedom. I'm gonna give freedom to keep stomping these niggas out, but I'm gonna give y'all the
I mean,
freedom to come and stop me if y'all can.
he even says like this is his freedom. I mean, he has the moment. I mean, that's when Armin is has his little discombobulated moment before trying to mac up Annie,
Mm,
where Aaron talks about like this is freedom, like
yeah.
all this power that I have, all this the ability to completely change the outcome of my the fate of my island, like the fact that I'm able to just walk and trample all these people at will. He's like, cool.
So what I want to do with this part is kind of we've been away for long, so let's kind of get a snapshot of where all these characters are at this moment.
Yeah.
So Annie, Annie in this situation, she's not really kind of sure what to do anymore. She's kind of checked out, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
She's
she's done. She's like, I just want to go home. And I
for a
mean,
long
she does.
time for a long time she's never had to process feelings, and this kind of mass destruction that's not only affecting her family but affecting the world, and she's never really had to look at the world. She's always kind of seen things in black and white. Like, she's always been more cold than anyone there. um but and just trying to do what she has to do, but for the first time I think she's just kind of seeing things that are a little bit more complicated, and overall from the situation, because of everything that's going on, she's kind of checked out. I feel like she's like low-key malfunctioning in a way. um Ar- Armin is in this situation where, I mean, similar to Mikasa, like, this is his friend. He's not really sure how to deal with this. Um, he's not sure where we're going with this. He's not sure. Reality has shifted so far away from what he thought the outside world was, and how he thought all of this would end up. And he himself is struggling with, like, do we
It's not
kill Aaron?
even, and I don't even think he's struggling with just that in terms of Aaron. He's struggling with his own internal um guilt of like the hand he has to play in all this. I mean, even when him and Annie are talking, he's like, I hate being called a good guy. Like, although, yeah, I'm trying to go stop my friend from killing everybody. Like, I've also killed people.
Like,
innocent
it's
people.
noble to save the world, but there's nothing noble about what we've done over the last 87 episodes.
Yeah, yeah. It's like we're not. It's not like we are the. It's not like we are
We're all
the.
pieces of shit like Ryder.
Yeah, we're just like him. Like not just like him, but like we've all done wrong here. And so like
Absolutely.
although he's trying to save his friend, he's also on the same playing field of like, well, I'm not much better than this guy because I've done things the same way. I mean, maybe not on the mass scale that he's doing it now, but I've
Right.
done the same thing. And you can see that all that is he just wants to find a way where I guess in a weird way he can atone. Where he's
Right.
like, how can I find a way where all this shit can end and we can all just go on about our lives?
And go back to how it was or how it used to be. Mikasa, she's like, I'm not killing Eren. I don't know about y'all. I'm not cool with killing this man just yet. I still have things I need to say. I still want to go back to how it was. I'm not killing Eren. We will find another way. And Annie's like, you sure? Because you ain't wearing that scarf. To be honest with you, like, where's your scarf? And she's like, I have it somewhere. Don't you worry about my fucking scarf, bitch. And they have their scene. Levi, he's got 2 fingers left and a dream of killing the Beast Titan. It's like, I hate that motherfucker so much. If it wasn't for him, we would be alive. So Levi's out here, still vowing to fight. He holds on to his gear. He's like, I only need 2 fingers, and all the girls on the internet popped for whatever reason. Shout out to Short Kings.
Hey, shout to us.
Uh,
Levi's on one mission, bro. He don't give a fuck about Aaron.
he got one thing left to do. He ain't
He
got
was
no
like,
story to
"Where
tie
I'm."
up. He ain't got no love waiting overseas. He ain't got no parents or nothing.
He's like, "Fuck that. Where's the fuck is the Beast Titan at? I gotta kill that bitch ass nigga." He's like,
I'm gonna
"Hey, I
kill
don't give a
him.
fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. I'm about to kill this nigga."
Peak is like, yo, this is our last mission. If we going down, I'm going down. We doing it real big. Um, you know,
Peak's ready to
but
crash out. She's ready to crash out completely.
she's like, whatever. Like, this isn't how I wanted it to turn out, but we here. Falco and Gabi are, they're kids. They're just like, fuck, this shit is crazy.
They're like, "Oh
Um,
my gosh, Falco's just like he's a Titan now. He's
uh,
like thrown off."
I forgot her name of the Azumabitos. The fake Asian lady. I say fake Asian
Oh
because
yeah,
it's not a real country. It's a it's a fictional version of China. But she's kind of having a little bit of regret in this. She's like, why did we wait till everything is fucked up before we actually do something? Like, why do we always have to wait for this? And I was like, I don't know. I feel her, but I mean, I feel her in a way. She experiences some sort of regret for her own part in this. Like, if she didn't broker the deal between Zeke and Aaron, like, none of this would have happened. So she's experiencing her own little guilt in this. Onion Capone, shout out to my nigga. He's out here doing the Lord's work. You know what I'm saying? He's out here. He is the one black man in the series, and he's still alive.
oh
So
yeah, and he's flying the plane. He's doing a
more.
lot right now.
Yo, who do you think is gonna play Onion Capone in the live action version of this?
Who's gonna play him?
Who's gonna play
Tyrese.
Onion Capone? Damn. I was say,
Tyrese.
Michael B. Jordan, John Boyega, something along those lines. You said Mr. Transformers himself.
Hey,
When this nigga
Ejectocito,
scream
cuz.
when he screams from the plane, throw the tile in is when I'm gonna be like, you know what, Tyrese, you know what, Onion,
Yeah, he's gonna give an Oscar-worthy performance.
you know what, baby boy, we'll figure it out. Um,
Listen, they're gonna tie in the Ejectocito cuz line in there. He's gonna do it
listen,
while he's on the plane. When he drops him off and he gotta pull back up.
we all right. So I want you to rate this last character that we have, because he's only in this for like literally 1 second. Maybe no, actually he's in for like 10 seconds. Actually he's in for like 2 minutes. I want you to rate the hate of Flock. Rate how much hate
hate
he
he
has.
has?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is he's mad rapper level of hate.
Explain.
Like he held on the entire time with bullet wounds and went in there. I think he probably had he probably had a 6-shooter left.
He ain't killed nobody. Don't get me
He
wrong. He ain't
killed
killed
no
him.
one. He killed no one. All he did was shoot at the plane. He was just like, fuck that. Y'all aren't going anywhere. I don't care. I'm either gonna hit one of y'all, I'm gonna hit your transportation. I have 6 shots left. I probably have 15 breaths left. And I'm going to use these last moments of my life to make sure, like, this is like the ultimate hater move.
Easily.
I'm gonna use my last moment to make sure that you don't leave. You can't finish your plan. You can't do any of that.
There's a great
It was
tweet from
almost
my friend.
admirable.
There's a great tweet from one of my peoples on Twitter who says, "As a certified hater, I hate what some of y'all hate on. Just wasting good hating energy on trivial things. Hate harder, hate bigger." This man was hating harder and hating bigger, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. There was no listen. He was fueled purely by hate to stay alive as long as he did. He should have been dead.
Hey man, all for one need to check in on Flock. Maybe all.
Yeah, that's what listen, man. Listen, Shigaraki maybe when it comes to hate levels. Even Deku said Shigaraki was wavering a little bit. He was like, "Nah, that nigga
Right.
just sad." Nah, Flock's like, "Nah, I really do not like y'all. Like, I really do not fuck with y'all. Like, I
Y'all are
don't fuck with
fucking
your
up the
plan."
money. Like, I don't fuck with your plan. You're gonna ruin this, and everyone is gonna kill us. And then I'm like, all right, whatever. So Mikasa kills Flock, cause duh. And
He
then
goes out pretty gruesomely too.
I mean, considering how the rest of his friends went out, I would say he got
Yeah,
off
I
pretty
mean,
easy. He got off.
oh yeah, they
He
were
just got
throwing
off with a
bombs
shit
at
to the.
cats.
Yeah, Mikasa was like throwing dead bodies into dead bodies and then slicing them and then taking thunder spears and then letting them explode and shit. Like Mikasa whooped niggas' asses last month. You know what? I feel like in any other situation, I pray to God that Oni and Capone didn't die. That's what's I'm happy. Because
Yeah,
a stray
man.
bullet,
Listen.
this ain't hardball. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if have you ever seen the movie Hardball?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have
Okay,
actually a really funny story about Hardball.
I got some time.
Okay, so the first time I had met my cousins from St. Louis that came up here, I was probably around um how old was I? I was probably around like 6, 7 years old. I have a cousin named JJ, but the first time we met, he told us his name was G Baby. And so I just ran with it. I was just like, all right, this nigga's name is G Baby. And so we were upstairs, we were doing something, and cousins were fighting. Somebody got hurt and ran downstairs. They're like, "Nah, G Baby did it." Da, da, da. And they're like, "Who the fuck is G Baby?" And they're like, "JJ." And so ever since then, I still to this day I'll fuck around and call him G Baby just cause.
Hey man, if you want to
But
fuck
no,
up
that's my
someone's
guy.
life, if you want to fuck up someone's life, find someone who's never watched Hardball, have them sit through the entire movie, and then show them the end. The ending is one of the saddest shits that ever happened in cinema. It is so fucked up. It's not even fucking funny.
Oh yeah, no, the ending, yeah,
Don't spoil the ending. Don't spoil the ending.
no, I'm not. But the ending of Hardball was not. That was not okay.
That was not at all, at all. Speaking of not okay,
Shout out to Stilo Brim, real quick.
he was in Hardball.
Yeah, he's Sterling.
Oh, look at that! All right, listen, a come up.
B.
You know what
Jordan,
I'm saying?
of course, Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to him because he's just getting the pay. He's getting the pape this weekend.
Hey man,
Yeah, he plays Jamal.
of course. Why wouldn't he play a nigga named Jamal?
Why? Exactly.
Um, yeah. Let me. So I'm watching the clip now. This is so fucking funny. So they kill Flock, and then they realize the Titans are coming, and they show the clips of the Titans. This is I don't even think they had to add this, but I think they added it just for fucking to make themselves laugh. The Titans are coming and they're walking down the mountain, and one Titan fucking slips and takes
Trips.
out like two fucking Titans. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Why was this included? Um to which someone
He took a
tweeted
L too. Like he
he
took
took
one of
an
those like he probably hurt his ankle like really bad. Like that was a bad fall that he took.
oh my god. Someone tweeted, I know he was embarrassed. Like, and then someone said, "See now, he would have had to go back into the wall. You're not participating in the rumbling and more embarrassing a nigga like that." This was so fucking funny before we got to this ending, but yes, the rumbling is coming now. It's heading over the mountain. They're approaching it. They setting up the flying boat, but it's got like bullet holes in it, in the fuel tank, so they can't go off because I don't know, maybe it'll explode. I don't know how. Fucking, I didn't go to aerodynamic school. Um, but uh they're like, fuck, we don't have any time to build this for. And that's when Hanji says, yo, it's my time. It's my time. We've been rolling six deep for like 2.5 seasons. I mean, really one season, but 2.5 parts of the season. We've been rolling deep. I know it's my time. I just know it. I know it's my time. Like, we got to do this. We got to get it done. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna fight it. I can't turn into a fucking Titan. I don't have any amazing combat skills. I'm just an amazing person. Um, so Hanji, steps forward and says, I will do this. And you can tell Hanji's kind of like, I
She's
feel
ready.
like
She was ready to die.
she
She's
was
like,
ready, but also she was still kind of like, I feel like she was still kind of like afraid. She knows what she's doing, but she's still like, fuck, like, I'm still
oh yeah,
afraid to like do this. There was like trepidation a little bit,
she kind of
but not she, I
it's just
guess.
one of those situations where she understood and knew and completely was at peace in terms of what her decision and what she had to do to make sure the rest of the crew gets on. But she also still had that moment of damn, I really gotta die. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, damn, I gotta die right now. Like, this is
Right.
my
There's no
time
way to
really finally
survive this. Like,
come.
there's no way I'm gonna
Yeah,
survive this. So
at all.
they. I keep saying she, they. Hanji's a they. Hanji's not a she. Um,
Oh, okay. That's something I
uh,
did not know until.
I didn't know it until I was doing a lot of research for it when I did Titan Time last couple of years. So Hanji is 100% a they. Doesn't have a doesn't thing a gender, but Hanji's a they, and they are flying. It's giving me season one vibes in terms of like how the camera's looping and swirling and kind of floating around as they're going through this and jumping up and hit them with thunder spears, knocking out a leg, trying to like really slow them down. But like it's a losing battle. Hanji's not gonna kill all these titans herself, you know. Um, so they do the best that they can. Uh, Hanji gets hit by some hardcore steam because duh. Um,
See, that's the
and
thing. Like, it's low key. Like, I understand they were just like stepping on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Being just some big steppers, but they they not just doing that. They set things on fire. Like, like people are like getting burnt up before they die. Like,
it's maddening.
it's
It
not
really is.
fair.
It's not fair
Yeah,
at all.
they're kind of these are like some OP titans.
They're the colossal titan, the most
Yeah.
biggest, most destructive titan of them all. Um, so Hanji goes down like some bad bacon. I tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, nah. She got crisp. She's
She
like,
got
well, you.
crisp.
It's when you forget to turn, while you're doing the hard tear, you forget to
God
flip it.
damn. Yeah, they go down. Um, and so I want to ask you this question before, as the police walk by
They're
in
going
remembrance
to,
of Hanji.
yeah, for real. They
Um,
on their way to try to stop Aaron too.
um, what are your thoughts about Hanji's contribution to this series? I feel like
Oh
Hanji. There have been many deaths in this series. A lot of them unceremoniously. I mean, we just watch a bunch of them at the beginning of this damn episode. Um, but like in Irwin, like Commander McGath and Commander gosh, what's my man's name? Homeboy who got stomped out. Um the other commander who died with Commander McGath.
yeah,
I forgot his name.
I
Very
don't
deaths with
remember it.
integrity. Yeah, deaths with integrity. Hanji dies with integrity. And it's actually like a cool scene because Hanji, you know, Hanji dies, wakes up, clear blue sky, and sees the plane flying over their head. And he's like, oh my God, the flying boat. And then Hanji looks up and Erwin is there. And literally,
All the
like,
homies is there. You get
all
a
the.
quick glimpse of Sasha.
Oh my God. It's like, what's that Bone Thugs and Harmony song?
Oh, Crossroads.
That's what it should have played.
Uncle Charles, dog. That's what I said.
That's exactly what it should have played at this moment. The crossroad.
Boom, 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 boom. They want you. Ain't
Oh
no
my.
way I heard you go. Head inside
What are your
that
thoughts
would be
about
hilarious.
what are your thoughts about Hanji through his entire series as we bid adieu to one of
That
the goats?
I think that her role in this series, because she's the first person you meet that, not to say that she isn't scared
They
of, they aren't scared of Titans. They have a true like interest in like the anatomy of a Titan and like what do these Titans do? How do they act? And so
a
to
true
see them,
enthusiast,
yeah, like a Titan enthusiast. So that's the first character that
someone
we
who
meet.
right, who isn't afraid, who isn't deathly afraid of these things, and who legitimately is like interested in how they work and how they operate and like
They're
what they
really in
are.
it for the love of the game.
Right,
It's like the love of the game for Titans. Um,
right.
and I think that
Even at this
with
point during this episode, Hanji's like says to Peak like, "Yo, can I ride you?" And Peak's like, "Get off me,
yeah,
weirdo! Get away, weirdo!"
you can just see that they bring this kind of academic scholarly feel to everything. I think that their contributions to the whole show is it's large. It's a large scale. Like
Absolutely.
I consider Hanji be like a glue guy, a glue person. It holds
Right.
everything together. She's their Shane Battier, or they're their Shane Battier.
Absolutely.
So, nah. But their death was everyone else's in the series. Death felt so. I don't want to say like theirs wasn't heart wrenching. It was just everything felt. Everybody else's death in this series felt so like gruesome and so like God damn, like damn, that's a way to go out. Like
Right.
there's no,
Damn, you got stepped
there's no,
on. Damn, he
yeah,
got thrown into a tree.
yeah, what I'm saying, like. Damn, they just got their head bit off. Like it was just these deaths that it was just like, my God, like why would anyone ever want to go out that way? But I think for Hanji, like their death, it was, I don't know, it felt peaceful, it felt calm, like it felt like
Yeah.
in a weird way, you're like they're going out in in a peaceful way, even though it
Right.
wasn't peaceful at all. But you're like, oh, okay.
Nah, I feel you because I didn't really think of it like that kind of way. Like it was legitimately. I feel like even when we go in with Irwin's death, it feels you're kind of like messed up by it because they literally have no other choice, and they're sending millions of men into their death. But somehow Hanji's definitely felt like peaceful because you kind of know like this is what they wanted, and they accepted it, and I don't know, it just felt really, really. I get you. I get you. It wasn't as heart wrenching. It was a bunch of integrity that went into it, and yeah, it you know, Hanji's a G. So
Nah, for sure,
shout out to
for
Hanji.
sure.
That ends the first chapter. The second chapter, called Sinners, is now begins. Um, and they're just on the plane, and they're talking, and they're like, they're trying to come up with a game plan. Like, do we go for the nape? Well, what if he's not really in the nape? Damn, then we're gonna have to find out where to kill this man. He was like, well, what if we kill Zeke? And Levi's like, yo, kill Zeke. I thought y'all would know
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Listen, his ears perked up. He heard Zeke. It was like, oh, he's dead already. He
Yeah.
was like, y'all ain't
Oh,
even
he's
asked me.
dead to me. Like, my
Yeah.
face is a zipper because of this man. So, you know, I'm gonna put him in the
Yeah.
dirt, man. We gonna fry him, dye him, lay him to the side, dice him up, slice him up. We gonna do all that stuff,
He was
man.
like, listen. He was like, you ain't say nothing but a motherfucking word. He was.
Hey,
He
man.
was. Oh man, I love his hate. I love his hate for Zeke. I think his single hate for Zeke is up there with Flock's hate for everybody.
Well,
Like,
he got one mission. He's got one absolute mission, and they're on this plane. Reiner's kind of like back in the fold, and they're kind of having their exchange, and kind of like they're leveling with Reiner, and it's like we're not really. Everyone realizes that we're all the same, and I feel like Reiner, in a sense, is empowered by that a little bit because he doesn't necessarily feel alone. He feels like he's doing something. The hero that he thought that he was going into this series by doing the right thing by getting rid of the Island Devils, he's becoming now by putting his life on the line for the bigger cause, which is to save the Earth. And I feel like that's truly the what's going into him, and the realization that's right now. And he has this idea of like, could it be Eren does not want us to stop him? And then Eren's like, actually, boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I'm not gonna. We talked about this earlier, but you're like, yeah, don't stop me. I'm not gonna hold y'all back because Eren, has the founding Titan, he could have easily rejiggered everybody to not be able to turn into Titans. He's like, nah, that's not even my style. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If y'all want to kill me, kill me. That's the only way you're gonna stop me. Um, but I'm gonna keep doing what I
and
do,
that's only if they stop me.
and that's only if they stop me. So everyone flies out of the coordinate, and Mikasa and Armin are more tortured than anything, kind of feeling what they want to do. And then the rest of the episode is like a little bit of small things, to be honest with you. You get on the boat, the Ozma Beatos is like, damn, she's like, damn, I feel bad. And then Annie's like, I can't believe I'm stuck with you, bitch. And the kids are like, actually, we had a dream that we could fly. And I didn't even want to bring this up because this doesn't become important until the next fucking episode, but like, yeah, they're gonna fly. Um,
Oh yeah.
um, let me see. The escaped Marleyan, was it Marleyans? The internment camp folk.
Oh
Um,
yeah. When they so we pull up on them on the train, and they're all kind
yeah.
of just like
Hey man,
they
get us to
try, they trying to
get
get
us
to
to
an
the airships,
airship.
nigga. Get us to the airships, nigga. Like, come on. How are they the only smart people there? It was like, oh my god, the air, duh. Like, how do we not see this before? So they're on the train, they're going to it. All the parents are there. All the all the families of these Titan people, and they're realizing how much of shitholes they are for putting their kids into the situation, and they don't even know if they're alive or anything of the rather. Especially Reiner's mom. Reiner's mom is like, damn, I really fucked up with this one. Like, I fucked my kid up.
Oh yeah, they're all they're
just
all
just to get back at my
they
ex.
see. I know, right? This is I think that is all their feelings right now of just like I really, in a weird way, like sold my kid out so I can get some type of partial, you know, some type of partial citizenship,
Right. So
and
you
still
could,
get like I still get treated like crap. I still get all this, like I still get all these things, and and now I'm about to like my kid could be potentially dead right now because of that reason.
well, the entire world's dead. So
How much of the world do you think is trampled on by this point?
I feel like, I mean, there's probably an actual answer to this, but I want to say like maybe like 40% of the world might be gone. I don't know. I
That's
feel
a
like
good
there's someone.
amount.
I feel like there's people. I mean, I feel like that's a good amount to like start over and be like, okay, that we can
And I think
let's get
40%. I think if 40% of the world right now just kind of.
let's get Senku on the line and let's figure this out.
Oh God, don't get him on the line.
Hey
Me
man,
and him would argue immediately.
he about to be back on the line in a month.
I know,
So
trash. We
they
watching
send
it
the
together as a
yeah, we can
family.
watch it. Yeah, we'll watch it. It's a good arc. Um,
Yeah.
so they send the airships out. The airship drop bombs over Baghdad, like Outcast. They send them. It was like, yo, we got the tanks, and they're actually killing a couple, Titans. They're like, oh, and then at some point, Aaron realizes, like, yo, there's too many Titans dying, and these niggas is clumsy as it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was like, whoa, okay, listen, I thought y'all were a little bit better, a little bit more maneuverable than what y'all showing right
Yeah.
now. Because
So
even Hanji took out a few.
yeah, so Aaron says, okay, I'm gonna use my, what's that Titan that he killed at the beginning of season 4? I forgot the fucking Titan. Um, that Clay Titan.
Uh,
Warhammer Titan.
there we go.
I feel like it was the Warhammer Titan, but also he could have like fucking powers where he just creates Titans. I don't know.
Now he's
So
all types of powerful now.
yeah, so he grabs the attack Titan, creates his own attack Titan, and destroys all the airships. Now everyone's like, damn, this is crazy. This is nuts. We about to die like bitches. Like we
Yeah, and
about
then
to die.
the beast Titan pulls up and starts throwing like power stratinal. I don't even know what to call that.
Hey man, it's yeah, I guess like it's really just a made up shit. It's
Yeah, at
um
this point, it's like they got it's like Titans with Dragon Ball with Z Fighter powers.
hey man. So everyone is like, damn, we about to go. It's a wrap for us. This man is all powerful and he's coming our way. And then the little kid's like, oh my god, look, a plane. And here comes a flying boat in the air. Onion Capone, they got him like eating red tails or some shit like that. He's like, listen, I'm gonna
He's
land
in
this
red.
plane. I'm gonna land this motherfucking plane no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Just jump out this bitch. So
Listen, y'all got it. I'm gonna get y'all as close as motherfucking possible. Watch.
they cue the fucking music. They throw on the best animation for this bitch. They're like, okay, you know, we going ham in this. They should have played Ham by fucking Jay-Z and Kanye.
No, put us on the music for some anime stuff,
Yeah,
bro. We got
come
some
on.
crazy stuff playing, bro.
Hey man, the rumbling ain't stopping these motherfuckers. They jump out the plane. Niggas turning into titans in the midair, like yeah,
Look at
fucking.
it's crazy. You got the general watching away. He's like, is that the ODM gear? He was like, hold on, nah. He was like,
Are these
Paradise
six
Island,
niggas
hold
gonna
on.
save us?
He's like those Paradise Island devils.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
Maybe if they had waited another 10 minutes, maybe they could have helped them out. But you know what? Fuck
for
it. At this
real.
point, um, so for a long time, we looked at this scene. So we're at the beginning of like where the final battle between heaven and earth is happening. And for a long time, we wondered how this would look because Mappa, as much as they put the whole Map pussy in this shit, um, they got a lot of shit to do. So animation may fall off in some instances if they're working on one anime compared to another anime and then another anime. And it's already been delayed just based on the announcement. They want to make sure they get this thing right because it's the final battle of this thing. Um, how did you feel like the opening moments of this battle looked? Because to me, this shit looked phenomenal.
Uh, Yeah, it looked great. It looked amazing. I mean, the next episode is really when we're gonna see what shit is like.
This shit
But
is like a
even
trailer.
when nah, for real. Uh, I really liked how the ending looked. I really liked, there's a lot in the design since there's a lot kind of going on. You got all these titans, you got the characters, you got them moving at this kind of crazy speed. You want to keep this very fast pace. But it kept me engaged. I liked it. Looked great. Now, would I say
It
it's like
Go ahead.
Demon Slayer level? I don't know, but it
I
was
don't know
good.
Demon Slayer. I mean, don't get me wrong. So I was watching the movie, and the movie, the fucking episode. So the first scene takes place in the Infinity Castle, and the Infinity Castle plays a large part in the final arc of Demon Slayer. So I was looking at it, I was like, yo, this is about to look real. Like, this is about to be fire. No lie. Like, just how they animate the Infinity Castle. I was like, this is about to be fire. But to me, I feel like this looked incredibly good. I think, the scenes of Reiner transforming in midair, tackling the Beast Titan, and like kind of like sliding across the Titan kind of really shows you how massive and kind of like this new environment that they're gonna be fighting in. The final shot of this thing is like Aaron's giant head, um, kind of like
Okay,
turning around.
so say that Aaron's rumbling, it happens. He completes the job. Does he go back to a regular human after, or does he stay in that form forever?
I feel like he would stay in that form. I'd be like, all right.
Does he just
Well, I
like
don't know.
post somewhere?
I don't know. Keep it a buck with you. He doesn't really turn back at any point in this thing for the rest of it. So,
Yeah, yeah, does he just kind of stay in that form and go find some like mountain to go hide in and sit there and just in case?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't feel like he does. I feel like I don't know, unless he goes back, unless they decide they want to go back to being walls. Um, then yeah, I really don't know. But good question. Um, let's see if I have any more notes from this. Da, 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 da. No, I have no more notes. But this was a really good episode. This was really, really good. Like this was everything that I felt like it would be, should be, could be. If it was a movie, it would have been tight. But if it was a movie, I would have been tight because they would have shown it in Japanese theaters before, and we would have had to wait um, beforehand. But it's
And a
a
movie wouldn't have worked at this final point. I think what
nah.
they're doing now with these final two just hour long episodes, and when you go back and watch everything, I'm sure it'll all flow and make sense. But
Hey, so let's say they take this 1 hour special, and the
uh
next part's another 1 hour special, and then they say, you know what, go watch this shit in a movie theater.
the whole series,
Nah, just these 2 episodes.
fuck that. I'm not doing
All right, cool. Anyway, shout out to
it.
Crunchyroll who avoided telling people when this would go up because they did not want their website to preemptively crash. Great plan there, guys. Um,
Oh yeah, by the time I watched it that night, and I was like, "There's no way this isn't up yet." And I clicked on it, and I was like, "Okay, cool.
yeah,
It was up."
everyone was waiting the entire day with bated breath, but nonetheless, we're here. Um, Great stuff. Great episode. The next part comes in fall of 2023, or at least before the end of the year. Maybe you drop it on Christmas. Who knows? I'll watch that shit on Christmas.
Hey,
It'll
listen,
do
man. Presents could wait.
it'll do numbers. With that said, thank you guys for tuning in. Next week is our 5th anniversary show. I mean, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put up a poll. Let's put up the poll. What did we discuss? I gotta scroll back now because I should have put up this poll already. To be honest with
First
you,
first episodes, right?
first episodes. So we talked about Attack on Titan's first episode, which we can talk about. Which I guess would be an extension of this fucking thing at this point. So we can live watch that. Um, we talked about. Did we do not Yu Yu Hakusho? We did another one. Good Lord. Now I gotta find it. I had it written down and then I guess it didn't save in my notes. Where the hell? You know what? Okay, here we go. All right. So boom. AOT. Full Metal Alchemist. First episode. Gundam IBO. I've never
Hey,
seen it. I've never seen it, but you recommended it. I'm not mad at it.
yeah, Gundam. Yeah, first episode of Gundam IBO is a good one.
And Samurai Champloo, which I've never seen as well.
That I think that is a really good one. So we got.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up the poll on Monday. So it's gonna be before this episode comes out, and by the time this episode ends, maybe on Wednesday we'll know what it is, so we can like decide how we're gonna go about this. But Attack on Titan first episode, Full Metal Alchemist first episode, Gundam IBO, and Samurai Champloo. Thank you, Rough Riders. And that will be our 5th anniversary episode next week. It's been 5 years of the Lookout. And we'll talk about one of those. We'll reminisce. We'll talk about anime just in general and shit. We'll shoot the shit. We'll shoot the breeze. Like we'll talk the talk. We're celebrating. Maybe we'll buy a cake. I don't know. Do you eat cake?
Do I eat cake?
Yes.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure I eat cake.
All right, cool. So maybe we'll do something, and yeah, we'll celebrate it that way. But
Are you cake or pie?
I'm cake over pie, but I'll
You're
eat
cake
a
over
pie.
pie.
I'll eat a pie. We should figure out something and celebrate in our own ways. But there should definitely be a pastry involved.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Should we just go buy little single serving pastries and eat them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How can we
let's do that.
do that? And how can we do that? And we have to find a similar. All right, you know what? Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it amongst
What
ourselves
if
and
we
then
get
deliver.
2 different single serving pastries and then we can we'll reveal it just right there? Like, what did you get to
Okay.
celebrate the 5th anniversary?
You know what? I'm not mad at it at all.
Bougie desserts.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, you can follow the Lookout at the Lookout RNC on Twitter. You can follow the Lookout RNC on Instagram. You can follow the Lookout RNC on Twitch. You can follow the Lookout on RNC Radio, anywhere where you can listen to podcasts, including this one. Don't forget, next week is the 5th anniversary episodes, and then we are officially starting the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. So make sure you guys stay tuned, stay ready, stay blessed, and tap in with the Lookout. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.